What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, and that can mean only one thing. We're going to be checking out the world rankings to see what has shifted up due to that incredible opening round of the Rugby World Cup 2023. And then afterwards, we're going to move on to Superbru, check out how people did in terms of their predictions, along with the fantasy teams to see who's taking that top spot. And of course, taking a look at the best players from the round. All very exciting stuff. If you enjoyed this video, if you're just enjoying the Rugby World Cup in general, hit that like button. Help support the channel if you aren't already, but you feel like, you know what, I want to keep up to date with all of this guy's videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because it really does help out the smaller channels on YouTube, because there's a lot of buzz around rugby at the minute, and I'm really enjoying talking a lot about rugby on the channel. Starting out then with the world rankings. Now, with World Cup season taking over, I believe there's an adaptation that happens to the world rankings where during a World Cup, teams get double the amount of points that they score from winning games. So those big fixtures against some of the other big teams, especially when you're looking in these top 10, really make a massive, massive impact to it. So starting out at the top, Ireland, of course, got that win over Romania. They're going to hold out in that number one spot still. South Africa, though, with that win over Scotland, closing that gap at 0.2 in it, bit less than 0.2, 0.15. I can't do maths very quickly off the top of my head, but still holding second. France getting the win over New Zealand sees that gap separating out now. France holding third, New Zealand holding fourth, but that gap, the top three now very much sort of standing out there now on their own. Scotland hold fifth, but my God, Are they getting close now to potentially dropping down? They'll need to have some big games over the rest of their pool stages. England with that very convincing win over an Argentina team that did not want to turn up, climb 2 places. They go from 8th up to 6th. They're on to 83.22. Australia winning their game over Georgia, also climbing 2, go up from 9th up to 7th on 81.78. Wales climb out of 10th place after looking like, you know, they could well be dropping out of the top 10 after that brutal game against Fiji. What a fantastic game that one turned out to be. They climb from 10th up to 8th on 80.66. Fiji, poor old Fiji, coming away with that loss after it looked like they were going to have one of the best comebacks in World Cup history. Right at the end of that game, dropped down from 7th down to 9th place onto 77.88. And Argentina, of course, not turning up in that one, see them drop all the way from 6th down to 10th. Massive, massive blow for them. They'll drop down into 10th place and need to step up over the rest of these pool stages. Otherwise, they could be falling a lot lower. In terms of the rest of the world that's been going on, Samoa climb up 1 along with Italy. Italy got their win. Samoa didn't play on the weekend, but Georgia, of course, losing to Australia, took some points away from them. So both them leapfrogging over the top of Georgia. And I don't believe we had any other changes elsewhere in the world going on. There may have been some other games, but no actual big shifts. We'll have a very quick speed run through because we've got a lot to go on today. So the big talking points from this one, the top 5 all holding out, but yeah, this middle ground is where all the movement has gone on. England, Australia, Wales, Samoa and Italy all climbing spaces. Fiji, Argentina and Georgia all dropping places, and poor old Fiji there. I'm glad they're still in the top 10. I really hope they bounce back and have a superb game next week in the World Cup. Moving on to the Superbru. Now, the Predictor Series. I thought I was maybe going to be the only person in the whole Predictor Series who picked Wales to win this game against Fiji. I was like, oh man, I'm going to get some big points in this one. A couple of you guys did go alongside me. We'll have a run through the matches. Now, there are a lot of people involved. There are 105 people involved in this Predictor Series. I think the most you've ever had before is 38. So there's a lot more scores than usual. We can't do what I used to do, where we used to look through basically every single person's name. We're going to have to scroll really quick to get through them all. But thank you to everyone who has joined in. It's made it very exciting. I expect to come nowhere near first place anymore. France taking this one against New Zealand by 14 points, 27-13. A fantastic opening game. I picked France to win by 3. Didn't go that much. A lot of you guys got closer though. Up here is where you wanted to be. Lewis Young, Gobi, Analytical and Foot Yeezy. All getting, what was it? It was by 14. So you guys split that bonus point between all 4 of you, taking you out at 1.75. A lot of people did go for France. I don't know why some of you have DNQ I don't know what that applied, but a lot of people going for France. I went for very low France, so we all got this 1 point down here. Literally, look at this. This is completely unusual for what we do on the channel. And then in terms of the New Zealand pick, a lot of people also going for New Zealand. I actually think more people went for France than New Zealand. You might have thought unlikely, you know, given how good New Zealand can be. But yeah, France taking this one. 36% of people went for France. 64% went for New Zealand. Italy versus Namibia. Italy won by 44. I was so close. I said by 32 I was going to scrape a little half point, and Italy decided we'll just keep playing. We'll keep going. We want to score more tries. They took that one away from us. A couple of people went out on the big scores here. You wanted to be around this area. My boyfriend made me do this. Goes in alongside of Alex M, splitting that bonus point between you, going for that high Italy score. I was down here. I only got my 1 point from this game. I assume everyone went for Italy. We'll have a quick scroll. Yeah, looks like everyone went for Italy. No surprise there. They were certainly favourites going in to win this one. Ireland versus Romania. 82 points. Ireland winning by 74. I went for 66 again. I thought I was going to get a half bonus point from this one, and Ireland just decided, you know what, we're not happy with like 60 odd points. We want to keep going. They eventually needed to crack that 80 score, so they took the half bonus point away from me. Foot Yeezy and Big Brain are the only ones who got close enough to get that half bonus point. Big Brain, though, of course, won the World Cup warm-up ones, getting that bonus point on 74. Bang on. I don't know how they do it. Big Brain's got some insider knowledge. Again, I assume everyone's gone for Ireland, so we'll just have a very quick scroll. Yeah, everyone going for Ireland on that one, but yeah, no one really getting a lot of points from that game. Just because of how much they did eventually score. Australia versus Georgia. Australia won by 20. I said 21. Very, very close. Very happy to at least got something from this game, but there was a fun game to watch. Now, I assume most people went for Australia in this one. Who got that bonus point? My God, look how close we all were. Loads of us went for 21. 3 people got it bang on. Miel, Mark, Dunphy, and Rich. Hopefully I'm getting everyone's names pronounced right. It's very hard when you're on my end of things doing this. Getting it bang on, so congratulations to you guys. Did anyone pick Georgia out of instance? Oh, they did actually. We had quite a few people going for Georgia. Thought the upset potentially on the cards, but not going Georgia's way. Australia doing very well. I'm sorry for how much I'm scrolling, guys. I'm not used to to having to scroll this much when we do this. Normally there's about a third of the amount of players in. England versus Argentina. The only game I got wrong of the whole weekend. I was really annoyed by this game. It just turned out to be a bit of a weird nothing game. Argentina with one of the worst Tier 1 performances I've ever seen at a World Cup. And England just doing what needed to be done. Make sure you take that win. A lot of drop goals, a lot of points. Well, all the points going from George Ford, actually. I imagine Argentina went in as favourites, yet not a lot of people went for England, actually. And astonishingly, England won by so much. They won by 17. That no one even scored a lot in this game. Cersei 2 got the bonus point for being within 10 and the closest, so just about squeezing that bonus point. But otherwise, picking England only earned you 1 point. Seems absolutely mad, given how many of us, look how many of us picked Argentina to win this game. We really thought Argentina were going to turn up, but nope. Moving on to the next one, Japan, Chile. I just about squeaked in here. Japan by 28, I said. Japan got 30. This was a weird game. Japan felt a little bit underwhelming. Chile looked very good. There was a lot of very, very exciting players. I kind of wish Chile were up against another team I feel like they could beat. Maybe like going up against like Romania at the minute, not looking too good. Maybe Namibia. The Chilean fullback was absolutely superb in this game. It's a shame they had such a big differential by the end of the game because Chile really tried to push this one. Who got the closest? Christy Ladd is Irish and Temp Shoulders getting there on bang on 30. Splitting that half bonus point between you both. I assume everyone went for Japan. Anyone thought mix it up? Nope, no one went for Chile. Everyone went for Japan. You see my names just sort of dotted around. It's really hard to even see my name, let alone your guys' names. Hopefully everyone is keeping up with what's going on. South Africa versus Scotland. South Africa won by 15. I said by 8. I just missed out on my match bonus point in this one. Who got closest to this one? A lot of people went for bang on 15. Nice sort of round number when you get into those multiples of 5s. A lot of people going for it. So all of you guys splitting. Nice to know the bonus point only goes down to the lowest amount of 0.25. Because obviously if this many people split that bonus point, it'd be almost worth nothing. So nice to know you at least definitely get that 0.25 points. So congratulations to everyone. I won't run through everyone's name because we'll be here forever if I keep doing it for every single game. Did anyone go for Scotland? Let's have a quick look. Quite a few people went for Scotland. Had a lot of confidence for this one. Connor Does Rugby, of course, another fantastic YouTuber, is a Scotland supporter. He did say in the prediction video that we did on the channel, he was like, I'm not sure if Scotland will take this one, but yeah, he still backed them. Got to have that confidence, but yeah, South Africa just smashing this game out. Wales versus Fiji. One to potentially upset quite a few people's scores in this one. I said Wales by 4. They won by 6, so I got my my match bonus point as well. The split very big, actually, in Superbru, 66 to 33. The poll that we did on the channel, which like 500 of you guys got involved with, 66 of you guys picked Fiji. They really thought Fiji were going to turn up for this one. Let's see how many people actually went for Wales. Quite a few people did go for Wales, to be fair. That is a solid old chunk. Where was I? I was there. It was a little bit more than me. A lot of people getting this one bang on with the 6 points as well. Congratulations to all of you guys. But I would say more people picked Fiji for this one. And absolutely could have. If that Semi Radradra had just managed to get that ball to his hands, or they'd just gone through the hands rather than throw the wide pass, man, I feel like Fiji could have absolutely taken that one. So congratulations to everyone that got in close on that one. Taking a look at the round as it stood then, which of course is also the leaderboard because we've only had one round so far. Cersei 2 takes the first round. Played 8, won 8. Got every single one right. You also get the Grand Slam bonus point in this one, even though we didn't in the World Cup warm-ups. Don't know what's going on there, but we've got it back now. Good to know. So that just pushing those guys who got it all correct a little bit further out. A couple of guys actually did get it bang on. I'm new here. Tha 11 and Gobi 59. All of you guys got all 8 games correctly. Fantastic to you guys. Those bonus points just separating you out. So Cersei takes it by 0.5. Very, very close up at that top spot. A couple of people getting in close again. Unfortunately, guys, I can't run through everyone. Hey, there's me. I didn't do too badly. 8.5. I'm still 4 points behind first place at the end of round 1. A lot of us here getting 7 out of 8. Couple of people got 6 out of 8, but the bonus points doing very well. Thomas and Big Brain there, and we said Big Brain a couple of times today, just jumping over. Even though they got 2 wrong, still overtaking people through those bonus points. Scrolling down, looks like most people got 6 or 7 correct. Temp Shoulder, the first person there to get 5 correct. We'll have a little bit of a scroll down just so everyone can sort of see their names. My God, I'm not used to scrolling this far. A couple of people only getting 4 this round. Unfortunately, not going your guys' way. All of you guys down here, the bottom 4 all on 4.5. Of course, separated by that TDM, which is how many points you were away. But of course, it's only round 1, guys. There are a lot of rugby games still left to go, so all to play for. Moving on to the fantasy then, there is like 130 people in this fantasy. It is by far the biggest fantasy we've ever done. Normally, I want to get in that top 10. I feel like top 30 is like the new top 10 now. So many people involved. Thank you to everyone who has got involved with it. Lots to go through in this one. Ricky Lou taking the opening round on this one, 278. Some massive scores going on in this one. We're not used to seeing so many players score really, really high across the board, especially when you look at like the Six Nations stuff. So there was big points opportunities. PR Azevedo coming in second place on 257.5, and Villa Farrell doing very well there as well on 252, followed very closely by quite a few people actually getting near that 250 marker. Very, very competitive towards 250, but Ricky Lou's doing something else. I don't know what's going on there on 278. I'll have a bit of a scroll through so everyone can sort of see their name and where they're panning out to be. I'm down there. I got 232. As we scroll, there's Bears Gamer. There's another YouTuber who does a lot of fun rugby stuff as well. You can go check him out on YouTube after this as well. I'll have a little bit of a run through of people's names just so you can all see where you guys ended up before we have a look at the actual players and stuff. If you're new to the fantasy, you won't know by now. Basically, every single round I ever do in the fantasy, there's one call I do that's terrible, and I wish I'd never done it. This week's was just before kickoff of the first game. I got into my own head. I was thinking about players. I had Bundyaki in centre, and I had Tommaso Alan as my fly half. And just before kick-off of the first game, I thought, you know what? I feel like Bundyacky's so instrumental for Ireland. He'll only play half a game. They'll chuck Robbie Henshaw on. And I don't think he'll get that many points. So eventually, just before kick-off of the France-New Zealand game, I took Bundyaki off and I threw on Dylan Riley. Just before the Ireland kick-off, Robbie Henshaw gets injured. Of course he does. So Robbie Henshaw not in. Bundyaki plays the full 80, has the best game of his life. Dylan Riley didn't do anything all game, and then the first thing that he does in the game is purposely knock the ball on, so he got a yellow card, so he actually got me minus bonus points. So I lost about 40 points from where I could have got to with this one. I could have potentially been competing right up with the top boys, but my own brain getting the better of me. In terms of your players then, very weird week this week. South Africa in that second half dominating Scotland so much in terms of the scrum and stuff. They got loads of bonus points for their forwards. So basically, all of the South African forwards at a base level got 12 points. Before you add meters or tackles, they all got 12 points because of starting winning. They won 5 Scotland scrums, so they got 5 points for that. They won like 90% of their lineouts, they got 2 points for that. They won 20% of the Scotland lineouts, they got 2 points for that. It just kept stacking up. So both your props is Stephen Kitchoff and Franz Malherbe were your best props. Your hooker was Malcolm Marks on 12.5, even though I picked Rob Herring and he got a try. Doesn't matter. Malcolm Marks outperforming them. The lock department were the first place it switches up. Tyg Byrne got 24 points for Ireland playing against Romania, and Fakatava playing for Japan got his 2 tries as well, scored 25. I did have Fakatava and I was very glad to be seeing it along the way. In your back rows, again, South Africa looked to dominate that one a little bit. Peter Steph Dutoy got 19. Lorenzo Canone got 19.5, so very good from him too. And then I think Jasper Wiese and Peter O'Mahony both got 18. So either of those would have been your big choice to go for. Scrum half was Jameson Gibson Park. Got 14.5, which I can already see there in the orange bar is what the scrum half is. Fly half was your standout boy was actually George Ford, who I don't think anyone went for. He scored, I think, 35 in the end, just because all the points came through his boot. He did extremely well in terms of those kicking points. Your centre partnership, as you can see in the blue bar that a lot of people have got here, your 65. Your 2 Irish centres, Bundyaki scoring immense, got 39 points. That's probably the most I've ever seen a centre score. And Gary Ringrose got 25.5, which did surprise me because I was keeping a bit of an eye on Gary Ringrose and I thought he had a fine game, but nothing wildly extreme. He had one fantastic run right at the end, but I was like, oh, he'll probably do okay. 25. He got 3 try assists. Something went past me while I was making some notes about the Ireland-Romania game, apparently. And then your backs. My God, where your big points are being shifted up. You can see a lot of people here up in the 80s. Picking your captains this week really made a big difference in the back three. You can see the various shift up in points. Now, the best one I could see was Mark Talea, who I think got 28.5 when all was said and done in terms of the scores. Hugo Keenan got 27. And I think third place went to now Nikita Wase on 22.5. I've had a quick flick through. Unfortunately, SuperBru doesn't break it down in any easy way for you to sort of have a look at. I have to go off basically looking what everyone has in their own teams and who people picked. So many people picking like Kapuotso, Ioane, James Lowe. A lot of people went for quite similar players, so it's hard to get a broad spectrum of how well the players did. But yeah, I think those were your main 3 you wanted to go to, and picking any of those as your captain. I don't think anyone actually picked Mark Talea that I saw in these big scores here. But man, if you made Mark Talea your captain, you would have absolutely soared on by. So they were your best players for the round. So congratulations to Ricky Lou for taking this one on 278. I'm just a little bit curious. If I actually added on, where was I? There I am. If I got my 38 points back from not having Dylan Riley, I would have been on 270. I could be in second place, damn it. I don't mind losing. I hate losing when it's me that's messed it up. And it's my own fault for doing it. But yeah, congratulations to Ricky Lou on taking this one. Thank you to everyone who is joining in with the fantasy. Of course, there's going to be more preview videos coming out this week when the teams get announced. There's going to be a really weird turnaround time. This is the first time we've ever done a fantasy for the World Cup on the channel before. The first game is on Thursday night, which is France versus Uruguay. And that's when you need to lock your teams in for the next week's games. However, most of the teams are going to be announcing their teams on Thursday, and some of them are going to announce them on Friday. So the teams that haven't announced them by 8 o'clock on Thursday, it's going to be guesswork. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be pretty tough to work out what to do. There's some big games going on the weekend as well, like England, Japan, and Australia versus Fiji. I don't think they'll announce their teams till the Friday. So I'm not sure what to do there. We may all end up having very similar teams next week, but just to let you all have a bit of a pre-warning before we get there, yeah, I think it's going to be locking in your teams by that first game that happens on Thursday between France. But I hope we've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.